Alright guys, we're back. We got the Litecoin. Basically we're getting some really negative signs coming from pretty much every corner that we look at in the crypto space. But I like to use the Litecoin as the main barometer, probably one of the most important ones for sure. And we actually had here a pretty promising and good looking reversal pattern, right? The head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders pattern right on the bottom. And actually it did break, it did started to get going the right direction, but what it did eventually was reaching the very minimum level necessary to accomplish the breakout, which it did. It made it to the first major key level, projection level. Talking about, of course, the 1.236. Let me show you how it looks like. So if you measure the head, right, from the very top of the left shoulder, right, all the way down, you can see where the 1.236 is. I already marked that level with that blue dotted line. So as you can see, I can take it off right now. And it's quite interesting to see the reaction we had on that particular key level. And that actually got me concerned because I was aiming higher. If you remember, I was actually aiming, my main price target for this particular bullish move was the next projection level, the 1.618, roughly around the level of 48 or 49. So, I was expecting price to actually go all the way there and even go further than that. However, I was still very cautious, right? Because we were talking about, doing stuff only on the short-term perspective for now, because the long-term perspective is unclear at this point. We haven't determined, whether the major trend had bottomed out yet. So I was focused on these imminent key levels, but looking at these 4 attempts to break above the first key level, right, at 40.2, that was pretty insightful. We saw the first day challenging here, trying to break through, leaving a little bit of a spike, then the next day. So we had 4 consecutive days, all of which had tried to break that key level. You can see every single day was actually at some point trading above, but ending up right back below. So obviously that was not looking good at this point, and I decided to close my position altogether. And as you can see, that was a pretty wise decision, because what happened next was a pretty strong downside move, and it's also quite interesting to see how it landed right on that neckline, right? Where that neckline was supposed to be a support level from this point on, right? It was a resistance, it got broken. But as price was engaging with that neckline, basically what happened was price was trapped between the 1.236 Fibonacci projection and the neckline from below. However, the Fibonacci level prevailed as price broke the neckline, broke below that neckline, and you can actually see what's going on when you look at yesterday, right? Because yesterday, quite interestingly, was actually trying to break back above that neckline, at least at the beginning of the day. And you can see how it ended up, right? It touched base really nicely, kind of a retest from below and beginning to move away. Obviously, that's not good, right? That's not a good sign if you hold a bullish position. However, it might be a very good sign if you hold a bearish position. So, for those of you who do have a bearish position or plan to have a bearish position here, I think price can go all the way to the very tip of the head and probably beyond. I would say the safest spot in this case would have to be that tip of the head, roughly around the levels of 22.5. So that's pretty much where I think the Litecoin is heading in the foreseeable future. Obviously, we'll be here to keep you posted as always, but that's about that for today. So till next time, be well.